everyone. Thank you once again for joining myself, Dawn, and Sport Singapore for this day's session of exercises for seniors. So with seniors, with our elderly parents and relatives and friends, some of the most common things that we're very worried for them is falls, right? And that's why it's very important for us to be strengthening muscles around their core to help them to be able to balance a lot better. Okay, so some of the movements that we're going to do today will involve the major muscle groups that insert into the hips. We're going to start out with the first exercise here that is going to involve a lot of the muscles that are around the glutes. And there's not just one muscle that forms the hips, the butt. In fact, there are more than 10 muscles that form them, right? So we may do a variety of movements that look quite similar, but they're not. Yeah, and you'll feel that, right, once you start to do that. Although the title of the workout says exercises for seniors, it is very beginner friendly, so you may be in your teens. Feel free to try them out as well. It's just specifically these exercises are very helpful for seniors because of the reasons I gave earlier, right? So feel free to join in, feel free to try them out, even if you are in your 20s, your 30s. You don't have to be a senior citizen in order to qualify to do these exercises, okay? All I'm going to need you to prepare for the practice for today is a chair, preferably one that doesn't have wheels at all. And if it does, please make sure that you can lock it. If not, push it up against the wall so that it does not move away from position. I also have a yoga mat with me, so that helps to give the chair some friction and prevent it from sliding away from me as well. And of course, it also gives me that friction under my feet and a little bit of cushioning also. Feel free to do these exercises with a pair of shoes as well. Doesn't matter, okay? So before we begin, I'm going to have you position your chair a little bit closer towards the front. I'm going to have you stand behind with your fingertips lightly resting up against the chair. So do help your parents, your elderly friends, relatives to do these exercises and do them regularly, right? Sometimes you find the best exercises in the world, but if you don't do them regularly, not going to make a difference, okay? So do encourage them to do these exercises on a regular basis every day if possible. Okay, so the first exercise that we're going to do here is a chair-supported squat. I'm going to have you lightly hold onto the backrest of the chair to help with balancing. I'm going to have you place your feet slightly wider than the width of your hips. Now, make sure that your toes are pointing towards the front, same direction as your knees, and then you're just going to sit back and press to come back up. You notice that I'm only working with a very small angle, a very small angle and movement. So if you're up for it, sit a bit lower. I know the chair seat is in front, but you're not going to sit on it till later, okay? So like I said earlier, there are a variety of movements that we're going to be doing, all right? I'm going to sit the bum back and down. Notice that my spine is not upright. Exhale. It's like I dropped some money on the floor and I'm trying to see where it is, okay? And then exhale, come back up. Let's do another 6 more here, okay? Exhale to press up. 5 more. Very good. And up. 3 more. Exhale. 2 more times. And up. 1 more time here. And exhale. All right, so those are your chair supported squats. Really good for helping to strengthen the muscles around the hips, around the butt, and work with increasing that range of motion or how low you sit gradually, all right? Don't rush into it. At some point, you will actually feel a bit of a stretch around the back of your hips as well, which is great for seniors because having back tension, having your posture out of whack is actually quite common, right? So you do need to stretch still. Despite the age, right? Despite the senior age, you do still need to stretch, right? It may take a bit longer to see changes, but change can still happen, okay? So let's move on to the next exercise here, which is a side squat. I'm gonna demonstrate from the side and then I'm gonna demonstrate from the front, okay? So I'm gonna have my feet out wider than the width of my mat right now. Now notice that I'm still holding onto the chair for balance. I'm gonna have my toes turned out this time. I'm going to shift my weight to one side. Notice that I'm still sitting my hips back and down. Exhale. What's happening is I'm bending the knee on whichever side that I'm leaning towards and bending and shifting my weight towards, right? So if I shift my weight towards the left side, I bend that left leg. And then exhale, I come back up. But the other leg is straight, right? So if I had my chair in front of me, I'm not going to put it there so that you can still see. Pretend that I'm holding onto the chair. I'm going to shift my weight back and exhale. I come back up. Inhale, lower, and exhale, come back up. So if you have a chair like mine, you have space underneath to bring your foot under go ahead and rest one hand on the chair for balance, right? If not, follow me. We're going to do 10 repetitions here. All right, we're going to shift the hips back and down and exhale to come back up. So you may not go very far. Exhale, you can even place your hand on your hip, right, so that your arm doesn't have to go forwards and back. And then we're going to do 10 repetitions here, all right? So at the same time, while strengthening the muscles on that bending leg, I'm actually stretching the inner thighs on that straight leg. This is so good for helping with hip joint lubrication as well. Not enough movement, not enough big range movement actually causes the joints to dry up, right? So these big movements, gradually in time you increase it, of course, are so necessary for our senior friends, all right? 2 more times here and exhale. 1 more time here and exhale. And then let's do the same thing on the other side, all right? So I'm just gonna like shift my leg a little further away so I have room to bend my knee. All right, toes are turned out once again. I'm gonna shift my hips back and down. Exhale, coming back up. And 2, and exhale. And 3, so the chair really is there to help us with balancing, all right? Especially for seniors, balancing is a very big issue, all right? Inhale, sit the bum back and down. Exhale, up. And let's do 5 more here. Exhale. And 4, and press to lift. 3 more times, and press lift. Last 2. 1 more time here, and exhale. And then heel toe, the feet together, or just slowly step the feet in towards one another. Okay, so for friends who cannot have the feet out very wide, for the earlier exercise, you just start with a smaller distance between the feet and you gradually increase it as you go along, right? Like I always say in all my videos, change does take time to happen. So you start out with baby steps first and then you gradually increase it along the way, right? Now, for the next exercise that we're going to do here is your side leg raises, okay? So you're holding onto the chair once again for balance. Of course, by now, if you need to take a rest and sit down on the chair, pause the video for a while, go ahead, okay? And then come back to it again in a short while. If you're okay, let's move on to the next one. And this works on your ability to balance as well as the muscles on the side of your hips. All right, so I'm going to push into the ground, with whichever leg is closer to the chair, with whichever leg, okay? I'm going to hold for balance, and I'm going to try to lift that leg, the outside leg up, without leaning my body to the side. So watch, this is not what you want to do. This is basically just seesawing my body to go down so that my outside leg can come up. But I don't want that. I don't want the seesaw. I want the work to come in from the muscles that help me to raise that outside leg up and lower it down, okay? So we're going to do 10 altogether. Again, if you can only do 3 or 4, you just start from there. And then maybe rest for a while. Join us for the last few repetitions again, okay? Don't go too fast, right? Hold the chair for balance. And then inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Good. And 2. And exhale, lower. And 3. And 4. Push into the ground with this standing leg, all right? And 5. Now, don't turn it into an arm exercise, okay? And 6. I'm just lightly holding onto the chair for balance. You don't have to grip too hard at all, okay? 3 more times here. Very good. 2 more times here. 1 more time. And stop. Very nice. Okay, so I'm just going to move my chair over to the other side so that I can still see you. But for you guys, you just turn the other way if it is something that's available for you, okay? So inside leg stays put, hand rests on the chair, and let's have our other arm rest on the hip, okay? So nothing moves but that outside leg, okay? Raise that leg up and exhale, lower. And again, 2, and exhale, lower. And 3. And then you go ahead and notice if it's easier or harder on one side compared to the other. Okay, 5, and out. And 6, exhale. 7, notice how you're standing on this foot, okay? I want the toes to spread open as much as you can. Okay, let's do 2 more here, all right? Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. 1 more time, inhale, lift, and exhale, lower, and stop. Relax. All right, shake the legs out. Finally, now you can rest on your chair. Okay, I'm going to face you from the side once more. Okay, so notice, right here, I am actually seated somewhat in the center of my chair. So catch your breath first if you need to, or you can always pause the video anytime in between. Okay, so we're going to have our feet about hip width distance apart. And I'm going to have your arms just lightly raised up around shoulder height, right? As you exhale, you're going to twist to one side, catch the outside of your chair and your knee. So this is a spine twist. We're going to inhale and exhale, twist the other way, all right? So raising the arms up and down really does help in strengthening muscles on the upper body, of course. But every time we raise our arms up, it does help to just lift the ribs a little bit outwards. And that helps us to be able to take a deeper breath. So I do want you to be conscious of taking a deeper breath. Working on the breathing does help us to work on the inner core muscles as well as the breathing muscles, your diaphragm, your pelvic floor, and a whole lot more, okay? So we're going to do 5 and then we'll rest on each side, and then we'll do another 5. So that totals up to 10, but we'll take a break in between, right? Because sometimes we turn a little bit too long. You might find that you're a little bit dizzy, okay? So if you need to stop any time in between, please do that. But this really helps in lubricating the spine. Twisting movements are not something that we generally do a lot of throughout the day, especially with convenience being such a thing nowadays, okay? So if it's difficult for you, not surprising, but it's necessary, okay? Let's float the arms up. Inhale. Exhale, we twist. Inhale. Exhale, we twist. Inhale. And here's 2. Notice if it's easier for you on one side compared to the other. This is 3. Inhale. And 3. So this lubricates the joints in between the bones in my spine, in your spine as well, okay? Now let's do one more on each side. Exhale. Last one. And out. And stop. All right. So just catch your breath. Rest for a bit. And then we're going to do another 5 more on each side. All right. So once you know which side is a little bit tighter, okay, you might want to put a little bit more effort on that side, but never to the point where you are forcing. Okay. So let's prepare. Arms reaching up once again. And exhale. 1. Inhale. Exhale. 1. Now you notice that there is also a pause in between. Why I want to hold that pause is to just let the muscles that are affected in that twist just stretch for a little bit longer. Inhale and exhale. Good. Inhale and exhale. Let's do one more on each side, okay? And out. Inhale and out. And then come back center and rest. Easy, right? Okay. So you can always break it down. You don't necessarily have to do all 10 at one shot. Now the next exercise that we're going to do here will have you stay seated, and it is going to affect the big muscles on the front of our thighs. So whenever we work on trying to work on the heart, cardiovascular exercises, it usually involves these big machinery, these big groups of muscles on the front of our thighs, our quadriceps. So while seated here, I'm going to have you just scoot on back a little bit further. Now you can have your hands either rest on your thighs, which is slightly harder, or you can have your hands hold onto the side of the chair, which is going to make it slightly easier for you to stay anchored as you straighten one leg and lower it down. Now repeat that 10 times on one leg. 3, good. 4, you just straighten and bend. 5, good. And this is 0 impact. 6, 8, 7, 8. So good for helping to support the knee joint as well, all right, by doing this exercise. All right, and stop. Change, other side. And 1, 2, 8, 3, 4, 5. So don't be surprised if you hear clicking noises for some of you, right? 4 more. Good. 3, but there's no load to the joint at this point, all right? 2, 1 more time, and stop. Relax. Well done. All right, so that was just one leg at a time. We've got just 2 more exercises to go. But for the next one, I want you to try both legs at the same time. Now the difference is, yeah, it's 2 legs working at the same time, right? So you save time. Not really, okay? Because I would say it's quite different from the one that you just did, because now it's going to involve a lot more of the muscles up higher than just your legs, okay? So 2 choices. Actually, you know what? Just 1, okay, for seniors. We're just going to have your hands resting on the sides of your chair to hold, and then you try to lean back or sit back a little bit more and straighten both legs out and lower down, all right? 2 and lower. So you should feel, right? So the second choice, actually, what I mentioned earlier, apart from holding the sides of your chair, is to just rest your hands on your thighs, right? So you're going to have to use your core muscles, your inner corset, to sit up tall, okay, as you raise and lower your leg down, right? So obviously you're gonna need a chair that's high enough, right? So a dining chair is going to be a perfect height, okay? Let's do another 3 more here. 2 more. Let's try to keep our legs together at the same time as well, okay? 1 more time and stop. Okay, so both legs are resting on the ground now. We have just 1 more movement to do, okay? And that is going to work a little bit on the abdominal muscles. I'm going to face you for this next exercise. And then after that, we stretch, okay? Okay, so I'm seated quite close to the front edge of my seat right now. I'm gonna have my feet just slightly wider than the width of my hips. I'm gonna have my hands, just one hand will do, okay, behind my head. I'm gonna inhale, lean to one side, and exhale, come back up. So this hand here, in whichever direction that I'm coming down towards, is going to prevent me from just dropping my head down, okay? So it helps to support my head a little bit, and exhale. So what I'm working here is the muscles around my torso. Exhale. Good. And 5. So if you can only come down a little bit, exhale, you just come down a little bit, right? If you can come down a little bit more, exhale, you come down a little bit more, right? 4 more times here. Inhale and out. So this helps to, once again, stretch and work a lot of muscles that support the spine and the torso. For seniors, exhale. You don't have to worry about losing your balance here either. And out. 1 more time here, okay? And exhale and stop. So I don't encourage you to put both hands for seniors because your arms might be a bit tired. So just one side will do, okay? All right, other hand goes by the side of your head, not behind, okay? Because you, like I said, you want to use that hand to support the weight of your head so it doesn't feel strenuous on your neck. All right, so get ready. Inhale and exhale. Good. And 2 and up. And 3 and up. And 4. Exhale. 5, and then if you can only do half of the repetitions, just do half, rest, come back to it again later on throughout the day or maybe tomorrow. But these are things that you can actually do on a regular basis, okay? And you'll find yourself get stronger at the same time. More energy level, higher energy level as well, okay? 1 more time. Because you're breathing deeper, you got more oxygen to your brain. And relax. Very nice. Let's stretch it out now, okay? I'm going to have your right leg stay bent and your left leg out straight. If your chair doesn't allow you to do this, okay, you can always sit towards the corner of your chair as well. This makes it a whole lot easier, okay? Now from here, I'm going to have you just extend your bent leg side, arm up. One hand on the straight leg first, okay? Other arm goes up. And let's come for your side bend. If this is tiring for your arm, you just rest on the side like what we did earlier, and then just look down, okay, towards your straight leg. And you just stay right there, okay? So a bit of a side stretch here, and it's good for your hip sockets as well, your hip joint, okay? We're gonna stay there for about 5 breaths. Breathing deeply towards the ribs on the side that you're stretching. 2 and 1. Okay, coming back up, let's change. So other leg is straight now. I'm going to slide my hand down towards the knee or below the knee. All right, other arm can go up, or you can rest your hand on your hip and then you just slide on down and then staying there for about 5 deep breaths. Sometimes the chairs can be a little bit uncomfortable for some of you, so you can always just put a towel underneath for extra cushioning. All right, very easily solved, huh? So don't feel like you have to give up at the easiest discomfort. Sometimes you just have to adjust a little bit, and then you can still do certain things and get benefits out of it. Yeah, and very slowly come on back up. Okay, so I hope that you all enjoy today's practice of exercises for seniors. There are plenty more, of course, okay, but we'll keep it short in the practice so that you don't have to feel like you have to set aside 1 whole hour of time to do the exercises, because not many of us do have that kind of time to work out throughout the day. So if you have to break it down, right? Like I said earlier, pause the video, come back to it again later. It's perfectly fine as well, okay? So it's better than doing nothing. All right, so I thank you once again, everybody, for joining me today with Sport Singapore for exercises for seniors, and I look forward to seeing you all again very soon. Stay healthy, stay active. Bye.